What's up everyone? In this video, I'm going to explain the different phases that I've had while I've been at Harvard for the last 1 year. My master's degree is in education entrepreneurship at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. And I came here with a small business, but I also came here with this big ambition of doing something big. I did not know what it meant to go to an Ivy League university. I knew that people used to talk about it, people respected you a little bit more, but I did not really know how to turn that into something more tangible, and business idea, business, cash flow, mission, changing people's lives, all of those things. So let me start from the beginning. I came here in August 2025. I came with full energy where I was ready to start a new business. I had a couple of small businesses, but I knew that these businesses are never going to make me like millions of dollars. Or maybe also, I did not always consider myself like ready to dive down into just one business. So I came here with a little bit of an open mind. August, September, October, I spent behind, and even a little bit of November, behind exploring many different business ideas. I took 2 classes at MIT and 2 classes at Harvard. And I basically explored. I was listening to people, I was listening to people talk about different things. I was open to doing any type of business. Like I have a couple of mentors that gave me the what's the word? The confidence that you can start any type of business. And also, I was young, I was 26 years old. Even if I pick a completely new industry that I don't know anything about, in the next 10 years, I could still become an expert in this industry if I wanted to. So, August to October, I explored businesses. First of all, how did I start this process? I gave myself a goal that I want $100 million business. Then I was talking to ChatGPT, I was kind of researching a little bit what industries can even make $100 million. So then it came down to different industries. And then I asked myself, what is the barrier to entry in this industry? Yes, real estate can make billions of dollars, maybe finance, technology, all of these different industries can make you $100 million. But then what happened is that when it came to barrier of entry, technology was the lowest barrier to entry. And that's why when we talk to people who are doing startups, most of them are technology startups because it has the lowest barrier to entry. You don't need a lot of connections. All you need is a good business idea, a little bit of experience, maybe someone that can code for something for you, and you can launch something. Anyway, so it came down to technology. What's happening, what's new in technology came down to AI. AI is new. What are everyone doing in AI? I realized that no one at that time, even now, no one really knows what's going on in AI, to be honest. They had no idea. Everyone was just speculating. At MIT, they have a very strong like venture startup culture, and most of my friends that were doing some sort of AI startup was okay. Like I was not really that impressed, to be honest. But then I started thinking a little bit differently. If everyone is doing AI, and let's say AI is going to be the big thing, what is the back end of AI? It came down to data centers. You need data centers to be able to run the AI infrastructure that humans are going to require in the next 20 years. Then it came down to what is the backbone of data centers? I can't just go and open a data center. You need billions of dollars probably. And I was watching all these videos from Kevin O'Reilly and other people who are investing heavily into data centers. Even Google was investing, Nvidia was investing, all those things. So then what I did is that I looked at what is the back end of data centers, which ended up being cooling liquids for some reason. There's a lot of things that go into the data center, but one of the things that I could realistically even think about was data centers produce a lot of heat, so they need cooling liquids. So I started getting into the details of where are these cooling liquids made. Is there any chance that I could start a business where I could buy and sell these cooling liquids, perhaps from India or China or something, and sell them in the US? Went down that rabbit hole. Then I came down back to the AI rabbit hole of no, actually, in between, I went on the rabbit hole of carbon credits. So, a lot of companies were pledging net zero carbon emissions by 2030. Although there was a huge scandal that happened in 2023 when a lot of these companies stopped their commitments of zero emissions. But I went down the carbon credits industry and I found a lot of different opportunities there, from carbon credits marketplace to actually generating carbon credits in Africa, and evaluating what's called the, oh, I forgot what's the, like, the quality of the carbon credits. Went down that rabbit hole. Then I came back to AI training. I realized that, oh, so many people are making AI products, but at the end of the day, you need to train humans that are actually in the workforce. All these AI startups that people are building are useless if people don't actually use these tools and technologies in their day-to-day life, which means that we need to train people. So then I started thinking, let's do AI training and perhaps even AI consulting for companies, how to use different AI products. So then I started looking at 5 to 10 different AI products, starting from designing workflows to designing social media content, whatever things that normal businesses would use. But then the question was, AI is technology. Technology requires computers. So then I started looking into industries that already have computers in their workflows. More industries like accounting, social media, all these things. I was not looking at like manufacturing or clothing or whatever. So although there's a few uses of AI in clothing, I understand. But so I went down that rabbit hole where I basically tried to see if people would trust me, and I would actually train people on AI, and I would consult companies on what AI they should use to improve their businesses. Very quickly, in 1 week, I realized that most AI softwares which were being built were useless. They're all fancy, they're raising money, they have great marketing campaigns, but as soon as you pay the money and you buy the subscription, when you actually want to use it, it does not produce the as good results as what you would expect from a professional company. And so then I came back to square one. I'm like, look, I can't do consulting for products that I don't really believe in. If I don't believe that this product is good, I can't even sell this product. In between, I also reached out to a couple of people that I met through my classes who have a startup in the healthcare industry, where they basically build an AI phone call system. So when you have an appointment with a doctor, this AI phone call system gives you a call automatically, and then you need to like press 1 if you're gonna come to the appointment, press 2 if you're not going to come to the appointment, basically to verify that you're gonna come to the appointment, so that if anyone's not coming, that they can cancel the appointment before and someone else can take that appointment. So I met these people who run this AI. I offered my services for free. I wanted to get trained, but they were not really interested. They were busy with their life. I can understand that. Yeah, so that happened in all of first semester. I almost had this routine that every Friday I would have this one big whiteboard, and I would break down each and every industry that I was talking about in that week. And just to finish the week, I would kind of explore this and see if any one of them makes sense for me to talk to a few people. By the way, for most of these industries, I talk to at least 1 or 2 experts just to get an idea of what's happening. When I came to okay, another thing I realized about all the people in MIT is that they were chasing valuation. They were not chasing cash flow. Sorry. The problem at MIT and even the Bay Area perhaps is that so many people are crazy about building startups that they are chasing valuation. But at the end of the day, buying and selling company was not something that hit my brain that well. Like I'm not that type of guy. There are 2 types of people. One that want recurring cash flow every year and one that just want to work for 7 to 10 years and then sell a company after 10 years for $50 million. But that's a big if, you know. So there's two minds. I think I am the type of entrepreneur who likes to have cash flow every year, or at least in the next 2 years, you know, and not wait for 10 years. The other difference that I also very quickly realized is that a lot of successful people are not talking about money at all. They're actually talking about mission. They're talking about changing the world for the better and helping or guiding other people most of the times. Also, a lot of times helping companies to make money or save money. And very quickly I realized that that's what I need to find. I need to find my mission, because at some point I was also theorizing the graph of a man's life. As I was getting a little bit older as a man, I was also questioning what is the next phase of my life. And I started thinking about this a lot, that one of the first phases you have as a man is that you are chasing girls, you know, and the next phase that you have is you're chasing money. The next phase you have is that you're chasing mission. Most of the people get stuck at money, okay? Many people never reach mission. But then after mission, everyone reaches the next phase, which is respect. At some point when you're 50 years old, you feel like you've been on this planet for 50 years and people should respect you for anything. And that's when a lot of parents also make mistakes, where they feel like their kids should respect them just because they're older. But age doesn't have anything to do with respect. You need to earn respect. It doesn't matter what age you are at. After respect comes contentment. And also, this is just my list, okay? After respect comes contentment. Whatever money, mission, or respect that you have, you need to be content with it. Otherwise, you'd never be happy. And one of the last ones, maybe there is more. One of the last ones that I can think about is political power. After, let's say, Elon Musk and what happened a couple of 1 or 2 years ago, he was so active politically because he has achieved everything else. He's achieved the money, the mission, the respect, the contentment. I mean, he like wears a random t-shirt and walks around, you know. That's, to me, that's contentment. Like, he's not very, very crazy about showing off. And then after that comes political power. Not all men go through this life cycle. Many of them get stuck at money, maybe forced to respect. A lot of them never reach contentment, never reach mission, and never reach political power. I was very pre-planning my life where I want to move from money to mission and eventually respect, contentment, and political power. Political power, I don't know. I will think about that one later. But yeah, so this was the end of my first semester. By the beginning of the second semester, I had a very clear idea of what I wanted to do. My first semester was about exploration. I was exploring all of these different businesses, and I was really kind of making sure that I don't have any regrets in the future that I did not explore the AI industry. Because another thing is that there are these waves to make money and in your lifetime, and once you miss a wave, you feel like you missed a wave and you did not make money. But the truth is not all waves need to be caught. And I wanted to make sure that if I'm not starting an AI startup, I don't have any regrets. So I think around December, I was talking to ChatGPT and I was asking him, or her, whatever, I was asking ChatGPT, what is it about college counseling that I do that I don't know that I do? And it made me realize a huge mission behind a new model of college counseling that I'm providing the last few years. So what I decided that I'm going to focus my next 5 years of life in is something called outcome-based college counseling. Outcome-based college counseling means that we are charging students. So here's the problem. The problem right now is that rich families are able to afford college counselors, and that's why they're able to go abroad and study in good universities. On the other hand, what's happening is that poorer families are not able to afford these college counselors who charge $10,000, and they're not able to go study abroad. Or maybe they go to some agents, but then agents have partnerships with universities. So agents will actually push you to go into only certain universities from where they have a partnership, and they can get a referral commission. Okay. They will not optimize for the best program, they will not optimize for scholarships and all those things. So I decided that there should be a middle ground, what I like to call outcome-based college counseling. Outcome-based college counseling means that we charge a small fee upfront from the family, and then we charge them a second fee after they have received the admission decisions that they're asking for. It's very simple, but it goes very deep, believe me. By doing this, what we are doing is that we are opening premium college counseling access to a huge range of middle income families. Middle income families who cannot afford $5,000 counselors because they don't know if this counselor will actually help them get admission or not, But these middle income families, they can afford, let's say, $1,000 upfront. So they're willing to bet the $1,000. But then if we actually help them get the admissions that they're looking for, then they will pay us another $4,000 after the admissions is released. The difference between this and the other private counselors is that they charge the entire $5,000 upfront with no responsibility of what comes out of the admissions process. So there is a huge mission behind it. The mission is to expand college counseling access to middle income families. Okay. And this, I kind of made this my mission. This is going to be it. My company that I'm building is all about this. And also, this is an industry which is an industry that I know something about. I feel this great relief that I don't have to start from scratch in any industry. I have connections, I have brand credibility, I have a network, I have knowledge, I have experience, and it's something that I don't have to start from zero. I can kind of take it forward and make it big in different ways. So all of this semester, spring of 2026, I have spent behind taking entrepreneurship classes to really kind of craft this company socially, branding wise, mission wise. I'm taking a social entrepreneurship class that's really helping me to make the social and mission piece very strong. And yeah, that's what's happening. We are doing great. I'm ready to graduate next month and completely focus on this company. I'm gonna leave the US. I'm not gonna live in the US. And yeah, all of this semester. So first semester was exploration, second semester was implementation. When it's a 2-year master's program, I had to rush. I did not have a lot of time to explore different things. The first semester, I explored so many different things. The things that I just explained to you were probably just the first ones that came to my mind. But every single day, I was coming up with new and different business ideas that I could actually build a business in. And then second semester, implementation, super easy. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions, but this is the quick journey of my 1 year here and what was on my mind throughout this 1 year. See you. Bye-bye. Follow me on Instagram, by the way. Search my name, Nand Javia, on Instagram or also LinkedIn, and you'll see a lot of my reels on Instagram throughout this 1 year.